Good commit messages are important for maintaining any long-term project. It is not only beneficial to the people collaborating on the project, but also to yourself. It will help you keep track of all of your commits and know exactly what changes were made during each commit. Take a look at this example on the screen. How are you going to figure out what the heck is going on? Even if you're working on a personal project, I'd still recommend you start getting in the habit of writing good commit messages. If you follow this guide laid out in this video, you could even use this commit convention to automatically generate changelogs between each version release. If you stick around until the end, I'll show you exactly how to do this. When writing commit messages, I like to follow conventional commits. It is a specification that provides easy rules for creating an explicit commit history, which makes it easy for humans and machines to understand. It provides the ability to generate changelogs, determine a semantic version bump based on your commit, and make it easier for people to collaborate to your project with a more structural commit history. You can also see many large open source projects using this method to do exactly what I mentioned. You can also take a look at the specification yourself, which I'll link in the description below. When writing a commit, it really comes down to 5 parts. The first is the type. This is meant to communicate the intent of your change. The 2 most commonly used are fixed, which is used for patching a bug, and feat or feature, which is used for features in the codebase. You can really use any types you want, but the top recommended ones are build, chore, CI, docs, style, refactor, and test. With types, you can also optionally add a scope to provide additional contextual information. This scope must be a noun and is surrounded by parentheses. You can also include if this commit type contains any break-in changes in this section by adding an exclamation mark before the colon. Next, we have description. This contains a short message that describes what the commit does. It should also be written in the primitive. For example, you should write add instead of adds or added. Next up, we have the body, which is free-form and is used to explain what changes you made and why you made them. Not all commits are complex enough that they need a body, especially if you're working on a personal project. Finally is the footer, which should follow the body with one blank line and must use a word token followed by a colon or hashtag. It is also optional and mainly used when you're using an issue tracker to reference the issue ID. You can also use it for other metadata options, for example, like writing what type of method you used for developing the code, like pair programming. Now that you have a basic understanding of conventional commits, let's take a look at using them to generate a changelog file in a Node.js application. We can start by creating our GitHub repository, which is a fairly straightforward process. Now we can clone this repo into VS Code and set up our Node.js package.json along with an entry index file that will simply print hello world to console. Let's commit these changes to our repository as a fix. Now let's install and set up the standard version as a feature commit. This is the package we'll be using to generate our changelog files based on our commits. We simply add the npm package to our package.json and add a script command to run it. Let's commit this to our repository as a feature. And that's it, we are ready to go. Let's create our first release by running yarn release. The standard release package will generate our changelog files, and then we can push it to our GitHub repo. Taking a look at the changelog file, we can see it added our commits to the feature and bugs section. We can also see that it's added a new commit to the repository. Very cool. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. I hope to see you in the next one.